Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Keith with Craps TX. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't mind, before we get started, hit that thumbs up for us. Subscribe if you have not yet, and hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when we put out the next video. So, I believe we're on session number 4 of my cruise strategy whatever. I mean, at home it's like gone wild, so I don't know what it's going to do when we get on the actual cruise ship. But what I've been doing is just playing 66 inside. Started out with $400 on episode 1. At the end of episode 3, I'm using these crappy plastic chips because I don't have a whole bunch of $100 chips. I need to restock my chip supply. Anyway, we ended up with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 75, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1984. So in 3 sessions, we've gone from 400 to 1984. We were as high as 2043, I think, on a video prior to this one. So we're going to continue on. I am not going to play the entire 1900 here. I'm going to take 1500 and just put it to the side. If we need to get into it, we will. If not, great. So there's 400, 75, 84. 484 is what we're going to go with on this episode. And just see what we can do. If we have to dip into a $500 chip, we will. I don't know why I turned that on. That needs to be off. Anyway, so the 66 inside. Inspired by Dave over at Casino Quest. There's their banner right there. It's a little variation of just things that he's seen over the years, and basically you just 66 inside, and then anytime you hit one of these numbers, it's going to pay 21. If it's not a 6 or an 8, you funnel it over to the 6 and 8, and then go from there. It's much easier to watch than it is to explain. So let's get into it. And you probably didn't just hear me there, but I said let's get into it. I just wanted to switch color of dice. I forgot to do that prior. I used the green dice last time when we lost a little bit of money. I've been using the blue dice and we won, so let's go with the blue dice. All right, so I am not the shooter to start out with. I'll be shooter number 3 because I am going to shoot at some point. Wherever I'm playing. And this will be on the cruise ship, obviously, but yeah, so let's get started. We're gonna look for a point, wait for a point to be set, and then we'll play our 66 inside. Dice are out, coming out, looking for that point, and there it is. There is an easy 8, a 6, 2, 8. All right, we're gonna throw $66 in. I don't know that I have it, so let's just throw $76 in. And we'll get 10 and change. And then ask the dealer to set us up 66 inside. So, as always, that is 15 on each of the numbers, and then it's 18 on the 6 and the 8. All right, there we go. So now we're looking for these inside numbers. We eventually may spread out to the outside, but let's see what we can do with these inside numbers first. Dice out. There's a 3, 2, 5. Okay, so here's where it's a little different. If you haven't watched the other videos prior, $15 pays 21. All of these pay 21, but this 15 pays 21. So we're going to pay it out 20 and 1. But what we're going to do is press up the 6 and 8. So what I'm going to do is throw in $3 to make it 24. The 6 and 8 have 36 combined on there. 24 and 36 is 60. So we're going to play 30 each. So ask the dealer to press you up 30 each on the 6 and 8. And that looks just like that. 1 green chip, 1 red chip. And that's simple. All right, so that's our press on those. We're going to regress if we hit those again. If we happen to hit the 5 and 9 again before we hit one of those, we'll press up the 5 and 9. It's kind of a press and regress system, and then we power press after that. All right, there's the 2 craps. It's always good to hit these numbers and actually watch it rather than sit there and try to talk about it. Hard 10, we're not on the 10. There is a 516. Okay, so we've hit one of the ones that we've already pressed. So what we're going to do is 30 pays 35. We're going to take $1. I don't have $1, so I'm going to get change. There's 5, and I'll give myself 4 change. So we're going to take $1, and that's going to make the 35 payout a 36. So you're going to tell the dealer to give you that 60 that's on that 6 and 8, and then take the 36 and put 18 each on the 6 and 8. So you're regressing down to where you started, and we are back at 66 across. More importantly, we're back at 18 each on the 6 and 8, and we're $60 into what our initial investment was, which was 66 plus the 3 that we threw in and the extra $1. So we're actually what, $70 in? Okay, so there's a 415. All right, so this time we'll press up that 5 and 9. The only time we do the sisters is that first press. So that pays 21. We're gonna keep the $1 and take 10 each and put it on the 5 and 9. The dealer will most likely clean that up since it's 5 nickels and change that into a quarter. So the next hit on those, and we'll regress if we're so lucky. All right, there's a 516. All right, you're playing each number independent at this point, except for that 5 and 9 still. But on our 6 and 8, we're playing them independent. We're not going to play them together anymore. All right, so that 18 is going to pay 21. We're going to throw in $3, and that's going to be 24. We're then going to tell the dealer to take my 6 to 42, because 18 and 24 is 42. And that looks just like that. So now the next hit on that 6 will collect if we're lucky enough to hit it again, and then after that we'll press, collect, press, collect, so on and so forth. And there it is. We'll show you right now. There's the 516. 42 pays 49 or 50 for 1. Easiest way to do it. And we're collecting. Okay, so we'll collect those green chips. There's 4 of them. Let's go ahead and just condense that down and get a black chip over there. That always looks good to have that black chip on your side. And man, 6s are just coming hot and heavy. All right, so that 42 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. Once again, this time we're going to press up. Just tell the dealer, press you all the way up. He'll give you the $2 back because we're going to keep it in an even increment. That's going to be 3 green and 3 red. That makes 90. So we now have 90 on the 6. Next hit on that, we are going to collect, and that next hit will give us a black chip because it pays 105. If we are so lucky, once again, and we're not. Okay, so we hit enough 6s in a row, so the 7 had to come out and show its head. And that is going to end it for shooter number 1. Did fairly well for us. Got to see a few different scenarios there. If you haven't watched the prior videos, I suggest go back and watch those first. But regardless, I don't mind explaining it every time. So let's see what we got. 100, 110, 112. You know, we did have to put some money in to power press, but not too bad. All right, so let's turn that off. We're going to shooter number 2. Like I said, I'll be shooter number 3. Get us a set of dice. I always go for the 8s. There's a 6, 2, 8. All right, we're looking for a point coming out. There is a 5, 2, 7 front line winner. Does nothing for us. A 6, 2, 8. That helps. That is our new point, and we're going to buy in for 66. I don't have it, so I am just going to throw in, just to make it easy, 106. Oh, that sounds weird, but 106, I know I get 40 back. Makes it easier, all right? I'm sure there's an easier math, and I know it's a shortcut, whatever. But anyway, that's our 66. So now he's going to set us up, he or she, whoever the dealer is, and 15 on each, 18 on the 6 and 8. I believe that's it. Yep. All right. And we need one of those box numbers inside, please. Oh, no, 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 no. No 0.7 outs allowed, but apparently it was on that shooter number 2. All right, I'm shooter number 3. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just leave that there. Just pretend it's not there. That way I don't have to set it up again. I will get a set of dice and we'll go for the 5, 3, 8. I will put my $15 on the pass line. So I am 66 plus 15 invested, but that is off. Pass line's working, obviously. Did I get a new set of dice? I did. All right, we're coming out looking for a point. 3, 2, 5. All right, 5 is going to be our point. We'll very easily just ask the dealer to take that 15 and put it behind for odds. We're going to throw in $1 because the 5 and the 9 pay 3 to 2, so you want an even number of odds back there. Even odds seems counterproductive, but hopefully you understand. So 15 would be harder to pay 3 to 2. You got to go 7.5 times, yeah, you know, whatever. So 3 to 2, we know that's going to pay 24 if that hits. So we're just going to go single odds for now. If we happen to start doing well out here, then we may bump up the odds a little bit. But first of all, let's get going and see if we can't get some of these inside box numbers. And Keith, holding true to form, is also going to do a 0.7 out. We're going to take these chips down just because I don't like looking at them after 2.7 outs in a row. And we are done, son. Now we're on to shooter number 4. Can we do anything? Can we do anything on this session? Well, there's nothing there, so let's just take that 3-3. All right, we'll buy in again for 66. We don't have to buy in. Let's just go ahead and set the point. That way I'm not buying in ahead of time. All right, shooter number 4, there is a hard 10. All right, 10 will be our point. Now we'll take that $100, throw it in. Dealer, please place me 66 inside. It'll give you 34 and change. Well, easier said than done. There we go, 34 and change. And then now the 66 will set up. All right, just, you know, sing a song, hum along, whatever you want to do until we get these set up. I can't play the music that I'd like to play, so don't want to get a copyright infringement. All right, there we go. So we are now set up 66 inside. We need those inside box numbers, please. Shooter, there is a 639. That works. Okay. Oh, I didn't turn that off from the previous time, right? No, that's right. No, it was 10. Point's 10. Yeah, we set the point and then we put this out. Okay, so that was my fault. All right, so we hit the 9. That 9 pays 21. But we're going to press up the 6 and 8. So what we're going to do is throw in $3, which makes it 24. 24 and 36 is 60. So we're going to press those up to 60 each, or 30 each, rather. I'm sorry. I always get ahead of myself on the math. And there we go. We got 30 each on the 6 and 8. Let's keep hitting those inside numbers. There is a spot and a dot. Aces does not help us. There is a 2, 3, 5. That helps. All right, so 5, that 15 pays 21. We'll go ahead and press that up. We could take care of these, but let's just go ahead and press that up. We'll keep that $1. We'll take 10 of the 20, put it on the 5, and put it on the 9. That leaves us with 25 each on those. So let's go ahead and clean that up and put it onto a green. We are now 110 inside. Next hit, we're going to regress on the sisters if one of those should hit. And there we go, 437. So this session is not doing so well thus far, but there's always that one shooter. You never know when it's going to show up, or he or she is going to show up. So let's get a new set of dice. We'll go another couple of shooters before I'll be a shooter again if we have time. We'll just grab that 426 there. We'll wait for a point to be set. Coming out, looking for that point. We have a 1, 3, 4, easy 4. That is going to be our new point. And we'll take $66. You can do it the actual way and put it in the cum there. Dealer set me up 66 across, or inside rather. Always get the terminology wrong. Now, I'm still learning. I'm still less than a year into playing crap, so bear with me. Even though there's no... Okay, let's go. 66. Make a joke there, but I was going to reach too far for it, so I didn't want to sound too corny. All right, there we go. 18, 18. All right, we're now 66 inside. All right, hit some box numbers, please. There we go. 516. 18 is going to pay 21. You should know the drill by now. We're going to throw in $3. I don't have it, so there's a nickel. I'll get 2 change. We're going to take 2 quarters and place these up to 30 each. Don't need to explain that every time, I hope. So there we go on that. Price out. There is a 5, 3, 8. All right, so immediately we get to regress on that 6 and 8. We're going to throw in $1. And actually, we're going to tell him to take the 60, give it back to us. At 135, by the way, so you throw in $1, that makes it 36. Dealer, please place me back at 18 each on the 6 and 8. That is your $36. And the reason that you threw in $1, just to make it easy for them. All right, so let's keep going. We got a 6, 3, 9. Okay, we have not pressed the 5 and 9 yet, so let's go ahead and do that. That 9 is going to pay 21. So we'll take that $1, keep it over here. Take 10 off of that, put it on the 9, 10 on the 5. That leaves us with 25 on each. And we are off to the races and keep on going. Get those inside box numbers, please. There is a 2 craps, spot and a dot, no help. And a 617. Okay, well, we didn't get totally burned on that one, but we didn't gain our money back either. We came close, but that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And this is craps, son. All right, so let's turn the puck off there, and we'll go on. We've got time for plenty more shooters, apparently, since we're getting those 7s to come too early and often. Let's get a new set of dice. I don't even know what shooter we're on now, maybe 6 or 7. There is a 5, 3, 8. We'll take that. Looking for a point coming out. 3, 1, 4, right back on that 4. All right, now we got to get $66. I'm going to throw out 106 just to make it easy so I don't have to think too hard on the math. 106, and I'll get 40 and change. I know, counterproductive, but I did it. All right, so yeah, what did I just do? Okay, yeah, so now I've placed the 66. Okay, sorry, I was getting ahead of myself there. All right. There we go. We are set up, 66 inside. Dice are out. Whoa, on the chip. There we go. I didn't mean to do that, but if I could have called it and bet on it, I bet you somebody would have. All right, 6, 4, 10. That is a hole right there. Nothing on that right now. And a 4, 3, 7 out. Man, this is not a good session at all. We don't want to dip into one of those $500 chips. You know what? I'm going to leave that out there. I am going to leave that out there. Puck is off. That shooter's out. Let's go ahead and buy in since we're leaving that 66 out there. There's 50, 65, 66. But we are going to have the bets off for the come out roll. Don't work the come out. All right. I mean, you can if you want, but it's just one of those things on another friend's channel. All right. Coming out, looking for a point. I'll probably be the shooter after this one. There is a hard, not a hard, there's a 7, frontline winner. Let's see, hard 6, okay. 6 will be our point. And we are set up already, so now bets are back on. Let's see if we can do some damage. There is a 5, 3, 8, easy 8. 18 pays 21. We're gonna throw in $3. I don't have it, but there's a nickel. We'll get 2 change. And we'll tell the dealer to take us up to 30 each on the 6 and 8. As always, math works. So for as much as I struggle on the math with the other higher payouts, on these lower ones I've got that down. And we're out. There we go. 6, 2, 8, right back on the 8. Okay, we're gonna throw in $1 because that 30 pays 35. Actually, we'll just tell them to take that 60 back and give it to us. Throw the $1 down, tell them to take that with the 35 that you're going to win and place your 6 and 8 back at 18 each. So there's that one regression. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So from here on out, the 6 and 8 will power press and collect. There is a 6, 5, yo, 11. No help from this particular strategy, at least not right now. There's a 3, 2, 5. These have not been pressed up yet, so let's go ahead and do that. There is 21 is what that pays. Collect the $1, 10 each on the 5 and the 9. That gives you 5 chips on each, which will equate to a quarter if you want to clean it up and make it look nice and neat. Get some color on the board. Nice out. 5, 2, 7. Man, we cannot find a hot shooter. Well, let's just leave that out there. I keep wanting to take those down just because it disgusts me to have to leave those chips out there, but let's, what kind of time we got? 20 minutes? Okay, yeah, we'll still go through a few more shooters. We did get, what, 61 back? So not horrible, but not the best. We'll turn that off. We'll set that over there. We're going to get some new dice. We need to go ahead and pay for the 66. There's 75 and 76. So we'll get 10 back. And we'll set up our next shooter. Ooh, and we're looking thin over there. Don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. We need a hot shooter. We need a hot shooter. All right. Gonna look for a point. Bets are off. 6-3-9. will be our point. Puck is on. And we are ready to go. Get those inside box numbers, please. Shooter. There is a 4-1-5. That works. 15 pays 21. We're going to throw in $3. Don't have 3, so I'll take 2 change off a nickel. So that makes 24. We're going to take that 24 and this 36 right here. Tell the dealer to press us up to 30 each. Even though we hit the 5, we're going to press the 6 and the 8. We're going to take care of those first just because of the statistics. Those numbers hit more often in a perfect world. And there is aces. Spot in the dot doesn't help. Dice are going everywhere. Man, what is up? That is a, well, that was a 4. Let's just get that with my hand since I can't apparently get it with a stick. So a 4 and a 5, that is 9. Point hit. We also get paid on that, so at 15 pays 21. And we'll go ahead and press that. Whoa, we'll go ahead and press that up. We'll keep the dollar, and we'll put 10 on the 9 and 10 on the 5. Again, that is a quarter on each. Yep. And we are going to set a point. Looking for a point. Same shooter. 3-1-4. Okay, that's good. We're not on it, but that's okay. We're at 110 on the inside right now. We're going to be regressing if we could hit another one, and we cannot. Man, this is going to be another one of those sessions. We still have time for another shooter. Let's see what we can do. We're only 22 minutes in, and we made a what? Whopping $3. Okay, so we're now going to have to buy in. Let's wait. Let's get a. I'm going to be the shooter this time. Yeah, so yeah. All right, so let's put that $15 on the pass line. I'll get a set of dice. Maybe I can salvage my own session here. All right, we're coming out looking for a point. We got our pass line bet, and we are on the 8, 6-8. All right, so I'm going to throw out what, 18 and 30. That is what, 48. So I need $48 to place the 5, 6, and 9. There is 100. I'll take 52 in change. And we'll put 48 out here. So that is going to be 18 on the 6. And then 15 each on the 5 and the 9. And I almost forgot, since I am playing the pass line, I don't do that often. We'll take this quarter and get change. There is 5 nickels, and I'm going to take $15 and put it behind. I'm just going to play single odds right now. Again, I'm trying to preserve a little bit of that. If we happen to have a good session here or a good roll, we will maybe start bumping up those odds. There's a 4-1-5. That'll help. 15 pays 21. We've got to do a little bit differently now since we've got this point covered. We can't press both inside numbers. I mean, we could and play that odds a little bit higher, but we're going to do it a different way. All right, so that 15 pays 21, like I said. Let's just go ahead and throw it out here just for the visual. That way it looks a little bit better. Can explain it. We know we need to bump this up by 12 to get to 30. So let's throw in $1. Make it easy. Put that there. Put that there. Just tell a dealer to take you up to 30 on the 6. So there's 30, 5 and 5. We'll leave 1 out there. Cash in the rest here for a quarter. And we are at 30 on the 6. We now have $10 left. We could do the 5 and 9 at 20, or we could bump one all the way up to 25. Really no right or wrong. Let's just say, well, let's do that. We haven't done that yet. So let's just put a nickel on each. We're at 20 each on the 5 and 9. All right, coming out. Dice out, rather. 6, 4, 10 does not help us at this particular time. a 516. That is, yeah, that helps. 35, 30 pays 35. And we are going to regress. So let's just pay this out in nickels. There's 30 and 5. All right, we're going to take this 6 back down to 18. So we can take those off. We'll take 3 of those, put them there. We'll take a nickel, swap them out for some singles, put 3 of them on that 6. And what else can we do? We can take our 5 and 9 back down to 15. And that is kind of a regression that is done. It's a little different when you're the shooter and you're, you're not playing that true 66. So anyway, that's $55, $57 back, and let's just keep on going. What do we got there? Aces, spot and a dot, and a 314. That does not help. We could start covering those outside numbers. Unless you get a 437, then you are out. We're at 26 minutes. I think we're going to end it there. We're going to try to stop the bleeding on this session, but I don't want to, sugarcoat it and make you think that, hey, I'm winning every session, even though we had a couple of really good ones to start out. We'll take this out here and get a rack check and see where we're at. Oh yeah, we had the 1500. Okay, so let's get that. That's 1500 from the 2000 or 1900 or whatever we started out with. We'll put the rest out here, and if we need to condense down, we'll condense down and get a check. There's 5 singles for a nickel, and I think that's going to be it. All right, so 15, 16. Oh, we're going to be down. 16, 7. I knew we were going to be down, but I didn't know we were going to be down this much. 16, 75. 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97, 1697. And we started out with what, 1984? So we're almost $300 down. That is not good. But it is a good time to walk away. I mean, if you're losing that much that quick, and even though you got a good bankroll, you're still way up from where you started at, take a break, walk away. Some people call it a cigar break, a drink break, a breather, whatever. You're in a casino, yeah, go get a bite to eat, whatever, cold beverage, something. Just kind of take your mind off of it, reset, either come back that same night for a second try, or just wait till the next day, if you're there for a couple of days. So that is it for session number 4, I believe. And we ended up again with what, 15, 16, 75, 85, 95, 1697. Okay, just had to count it out again. So if you have any comments or questions or anything down below, you can put them there. If you want to email us instead, crapstx@gmail.com. I'll be glad to answer that way. This is the 66 method, Dave's Way Casino Quest. I'll just keep giving them a plug there. Go check their channel out. Plenty of good strategies. Lots of other good strategies too. If you don't like that particular way that 66 is run, just search Craps 66 Inside or $15 table, best method, best strategy, whatever you want to do. That's the way I found my stuff, and I've been putting out video after video after video, just trying out all these different strategies to find the one that I like the best. So far, I like this one. There are a couple other ones I like too, from Craps Hawaii and Mark the Point and Wayland's Way. If you want to play like a dark side, there's several different things. Just find one that works for you, or get 3 or 4. Put them in your pocket. Take them out when you need them. Strategies, of course, metaphorically, of course. And just kind of read the table. If it's cold like this was, I could have switched over to a dark side strategy and start playing like a don't pass and DC and a couple of come bets. Done something like that. Just kind of wait until the table got back around and got warmed up a little bit. So that's going to be it for this video. Please, before you leave, hit that thumbs up for us. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when you put out another video. This channel is CrapsTX. That's what the logo says right there. My name is Keith. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.